Sophie Tucker was the last of the Red Hot Mamas. That was her name. She was a Ukrainian Jew who did nothing but want to be in vaudeville. And so she did. Until she was in her 90s. Set the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s. She considered herself a jazz singer. I'm not going to sing, that's probably a good idea. But she loved to tell stories. Are you ready for a few raunchy stories? Would it be okay? Yeah. Okay, I'll see if I can come up with a few. Oh, and look, I've got my cheat sheet right here. Isn't that great? All right. I'll never forget it, you know. I was in bed with my boyfriend, Ernie. And he said, "Soph, you got no tits and a tight box." And I said, "Ernie, get off my back." I'll never forget it, you know. I was with my boyfriend, Ernie. He said, Soph, how come you never tells me when you're having an orgasm?" I said, "Ernie, you're never around." Well, I'll never forget it, you know. It was on the occasion of Ernie's 80th birthday. He rang me up and he said, "Soph, guess what, Soph? I have married myself, a 20-year-old girl. What do you think of that?" I said, "Well, Ernie, when I am 80, I shall marry myself, a 20-year-old boy. And let me tell you something, Ernie. 20 goes into 80 a hell of a lot more than 80 goes into 20. I'll never forget it, you know. My boyfriend Ernie and I were listening to Father Grace, the great healer, on the radio. And Father Grace said, "If you wish to be healed, place one of your hands on the radio and the other hand on the part of your body you wish to heal." So I put one hand on the radio and the other hand on my heart. Ernie put one hand on the radio and the other hand on his appendage. "Ernie," I said, "he's just trying to heal the sick, not raise the dead." I'll never forget it, you know. I got up one night in the middle of the night and it was dark. I went into the bathroom and I bumped into Ernie. I said, "Ernie, what the hell are you doing in here?" He says, "Soph, it's dark in here. How did you know it was me?" Well, I said, "It wasn't hard." I'll never forget it, you know. Ernie said to me, "You know, if you could learn to cook, we could fire the chef." I said, "Yeah, well, if you learn to fuck, we could fire the chauffeur." I'll never forget it, you know. I love to dress up. Ernie and his boyfriend Louie would sit on the front porch most of the day. And I would go put on some finery and come parade in front of them, trying to get a rise out of Ernie. Well, one day I decided I should wear nothing at all. So out I went. Louis turned to Ernie and said, "Say, Ernie, what's Soph wearing today?" He says, "I don't know, but it sure needs ironing." I'll never forget it, you know. It was on the occasion of my 80th birthday, and Ernie bought me a tombstone. And on it he had inscribed, "Here lies Soph, cold as usual." Well, not to take that kind of thing lying down, I went out and bought Ernie a tombstone. And on it I had inscribed, "Here lies Ernie, stiff at last." Well, I'll never forget it, you know. My girlfriend Clementine, she's a filthy, dirty old broad. She loves to send me these exotic types. So she rings me up one day and she says, "Oh, Soph, I got a good one for you this time." I said, "Well, great. send them over. So 20 minutes later, the doorbell rings, I answer the door, and there's a man there with no arms and no legs. And I say, well, what the hell do you think you're gonna do? And he says, I rang the doorbell, didn't I? Well, my girlfriend Clementine leaned over the fence one day. She said, Soph, how is it you know when it's gonna rain and when it's gonna be sunny to hang out your laundry? So it's not hard, Clementine. In the morning I look over at Ernie, and if it's lying on the right, I know it's gonna rain. If it's lying on the left, I know it's gonna be a beautiful sunny day. Well, says Clementine, what if it's standing straight up in the middle? Well, who wants to do laundry on a day like that? I'll never forget, the doorbell rang the other day and I went out and there was a man standing there with 24 long-stem beautiful roses. I grabbed the card and it said, from your boyfriend Ernie. I was having tea with my girlfriend Clementine. I said, Clementine, do you know what this means? No. She says, what does it mean? Well, it means for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be lying flat on my back with my legs wide open. What's the matter, says Clementine. Don't you got a boss?
Think about it.
Yeah, for one more?
Yeah.
I'll never forget it, My girlfriend Clementine goes off to the Little Sisters of Chastity, unbearable chastity, as a retreat. And while she was at the retreat, she discovered she had remarkable powers of healing. Pretty soon, the whole retreat is overrun by people who want to be healed by Clementine. One day, she's in the shower, and a knock comes on the door, and a nun walks in and says, oh, Clementine, there's a blind man here to see ya. He's come a long way, and he has something important to tell ya. Oh, sister, says Clementine, can't you see? I'm naked, I'm soapy, I'm in the shower. I'm in no condition to receive anyone. Oh, Clementine, be a sport. He's a blind man, he's come a long way and has something important to tell ya. Oh, very well, says Clementine, show him in. The man walks in and says, nice tits, where do you want the blinds? She is a lady of the night, and the evening, and the morning, and the noon. One day I heard her negotiating with a client, and the client said, so how much is it? Clementine says, well, it's $100. $100, he says. The Dutch bought Manhattan for only 24. I know, she says, but Manhattan just lies there.